嗯，大家好，欢迎来到 Discovery Chinese Class。我叫 Augustus 老师。好的，我们可以进入今天的课。Hi guys，你们好，我叫 Augustus 老师，我觉得你们都认识我。So here we are. Welcome again to another YouTube live class, guys. Today I'm going to be teaching you something very, very simple from the basics of Chinese. And so here we are, and today we're going to learn how to introduce ourselves a little bit. Now, have you ever been thinking about learning Chinese? Well, this is your chance today. Now, why don't you come and learn with us a little thing, something small about how you would ideally introduce yourself, right? Let's learn how we would ideally introduce ourselves. So just give me a minute, allow me to share my screen so that we'll be able to see today's content. So as you guys can see, according to my screen, today's content is self-introduction. Self-introduction. Now, according to my subtopic, you can see I've written here, 自我介绍, 自我介绍. Now, guys, for anyone who has ever studied Chinese before, maybe you can write for me in the chat what this means. What does the word 介绍什么意思? 介绍什么意思? What does the word 介绍 mean? So 介绍. So this word 介绍means to introduce. That's what the word 介绍 means to introduce. Now, this word 自 comes from the word 自己. Now, what does the word 自己 mean? 自己 means oneself. So when I say 我自己, I'm saying myself. 你自己 yourself, but we're going to be seeing this shortly. We're going to be seeing this shortly. Now, the word for now, what I want you to know is that the word 介绍 means to introduce. So when I say 自我介绍, I'm saying self-introduction or introduction of one self, of your own self. Now, so let's learn a little bit about Chinese. So even if you have never learned Chinese before, follow me. This is an important class for you, especially for somebody who has never learned Chinese before. Now, today we are going to first come and look at the main pronouns that we use here in Chinese. Now, you guys, if you have been following us for a minute, I know you have been seeing me saying them, maybe in passing, a few of this. And so for today, allow me to now tell you guys in full what this means. Very good. So now, maybe wherever you are at home, guys, I want you to try and pronounce these things with me. Remember, we learn Chinese by opening our mouths and talking. So now today, in case you're watching us from wherever you are, try to pronounce these words with me. So the first one we have here is 我 war. Now you can see that I've written here that war means I or me. What do I mean when I say it means I or me? In Chinese, whether a sentence is in active form or whether it's in passive form, then it still remains war. So if I say I play the ball or the ball is played by me, then this word to mean to talk about the first person will still be represented by this word war or war. So when I say war, this is the first person, I or me. Now, this is something you hear us saying this all the time if you have been following us for a minute. Now, let us continue. When I say this word, me, now, Most of you guys already know how to say ni hao, ni hao, ni hao. So you're already a bit familiar with this word ni. Now, what does this word ni mean? Ni means you. So ni is the second person. Ni is the second person. You. Now, let's look at these three words. Now, you can see when we look at the pinyin. Now, if you guys watched our previous video, I already taught you about the beginning of Chinese. Remember, I said that I will be teaching you using what? Pinyin and Hanzi. Now, if you guys remember this, please type for me in the chat below what you guys understand by when I say pinyin and when I say Hanzi. Do you remember? If not, please watch the previous video that we watched. Now, according to these alphabets, the pinyin, you can see all of this is ta, ta, ta. It is still said the same. It's only that the character is different. It's only that the character is different. Now, this ta is the third person. So he or she or it. But now, please, remember that we said that whether a sentence is in active form or in passive form, it will still remain the same. So whether it is he or him, then it will still be this word ta. Whether it's she or her, then this word will still remain ta. So it will still be represented by this word ta. So as long as we are talking about the third person, then it still remains ta. Now, guys, let's go back to nursery school. I hope, where are your hands? Where are your hands, guys? Where are your hands? Now, I want you guys to do this with me. 我你他 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 Very good. Okay, one more time, guys. Can you do it by yourselves without me? And good job, guys. So let's do it again together. 我你他 Very good. Now I can see in the chat, Miss Faith Moya is saying that pinyin is the alphabet and Hanzi is the characters. Very good. Yes. So according to the last class, this is what we learned. Now, guys, let's do that one last time. 我你他 So first person, 我, second person, 你, third person, ta. Very good. Now, onto this side, you can see that when I say 我们, now, guys, in Chinese, if you want to make things plural, well, not things, but people, when you're talking, if I want to make this word 我 into a plural, then I just add the word men at the end. So 我 becomes 我们. Can you say this with me, please? 我们. Very good. So what will this word 我们 什么意思? 我们 will mean us or we, right? Remember, we are saying whether it's in active or passive form, then it still remains the same. So 我们 becomes us or we. Now, how about if you're talking to you guys, y'all, as people frequently say, y'all, then the word me becomes 你们. Very good. Then what about he or she or it, considering that the word for these pronouns is ta, then of course it becomes tamen. Very good. So that will now becomes they or them, right? Tamen. Very good. Now I hope you guys can remember now all these pronouns. In case you do not remember, play the game with me. 我你他 Yes. So now let's get into this. Now, the first thing we want to look at is this word, 你叫什么名字? So look at this, 你叫什么名字? Now we've already looked at this word 你 and we've already said 你什么意思? You, right, is the second person. So let's look at these other words. What do these other words mean? So you can see this word 叫 is to be called, is to call or to be called, right? So the word 叫, to call or to be called. Now look at this other word, 什么. Now what does this word 什么 mean? 什么 means what? Now if I tell you, guys, imagine I was walking around town and then my SportPesa message ikaingia and I won $200 million. Somebody can say, oh, 什么? Yeah, exactly. 什么? What? Exactly. So this word 什么 means what? And then when we say this word 名字, I hope you guys are saying these words with me. 名字. 名字. What is this word 名字? 名字 means a name, any name. Now, for instance, my name is Augustus. Augustus is a 名字. Discovery Chinese Cultural Center is a 名字. Kenya is a 名字. It doesn't matter. Any name is a 名字. So when I ask you, 你叫什么名字? I'm asking you, you are called what name? So this is how we ask people their name in Chinese. 你叫什么名字? 你叫什么名字? What are you called? What is your name? Now, I hope you guys can try and write for me in the box, even in the chat box, even if before I give you the answer, maybe you guys can try telling us your name in Chinese. So, but let me give you a second. One. So let's see how to answer this question. 你叫什么名字? What is your name? 你叫什么名字? So you can see for me, my name is Augustus 老师. Now, I say this all the time when we're starting. 大家好，欢迎来到 Discovery Chinese class. 我叫 Augustus. So now let me show you what I usually mean when I say this. I say 我叫 I. Remember 我你他 I. 我 I. I'm called 叫 to be called. 我叫 who? Augustus. 我叫 Augustus. What about you? Anyone who is watching me, please type for me in the chats. Please tell me your name. Please tell me your name in Chinese. I'd really appreciate to know your names, guys. Type for me your names in Chinese. I'd like to know your names. So you just say 我叫 and then your name. 我叫 and then your name. Very good. Now look at this. Now we have here 我 Mama, 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 are you watching me? Are you watching me, Mom? Okay, Mama. Now, of course, Mama is an international word. You guys already know that word. Mama definitely means mom, eh? So my mom is called Elizabeth. So how do I say that my mom's name is Elizabeth? Then I will say 我 Mama 叫, right? 我 Mama, I. Mama, mom, 我 Mama 叫 Elizabeth. What about my dad? Dad, hi dad. Hi dad. Hey, hi. Are you watching me? Are you watching this, your son? Now, Baba, of course, is dad, right? And my dad is called Elvis. So how will I say this? 我 Baba 叫 我 Baba 叫 我 Mama 叫 My mom is called 我 Baba 叫 My dad is called. Very good. My dad is called Elvis. Very good. So 我爸爸叫 Elvis. Very good. So my dad is called Elvis. So guys, write for me in the chat box below. I'd really like to hear from you guys, and I'd like to see what your names are. I'd really like to know your names. So maybe I can see 我叫 Ruby. Very good. 很好. I can see 我叫 Faith. 很好. Very good. So this is how you say your name. 我叫 and then your name. 很好. Good job, guys. Now let us continue. Now that you have known how to say your name, let us go now into this word sh. Now let's say it together with me. Sh. Very good. So what is this word sh? Sh is this word that means to be. All these words that mean to be are represented by this one word sh. So whether it is or are or is or was or were, all of these are represented by this one word sh. Now, maybe you can come and ask me then, how do I know if I'm talking about the present, if I'm talking about the past? Come to Discovery Chinese Cultural Center and I will tell you. Anyway, so this word sh, all the words that mean to be are represented by this one word sh. Now, when you come here, you can see that I've written up this word ren. Now the word ren means a person. You can even see the character literally looks like a person who is walking. Ren, you can see it's literally a person who is walking. Ren, a person. So whenever you are talking about nationality, and I have said this before, you just say the nation and then ren. So for instance, our country Kenya is called Kenya. So if I want to say a Kenyan, then I'll say Kenya, ren, Kenya, ren, Very good. So how then do I express that I am a Kenyan? Remember, war, which is the pronoun we learned to mean the first person I. Then we can see that the word shi is the one that means is, was, are. So 我是 Kenya Ren. Very good. 我是 Kenya Ren. Now, let me ask you guys, William Ruto is from which country? Maybe you guys can tell me, what is his nationality? I want you to guys to type for me in the chat box below. How will you say that he is Kenyan? How will you say this? He is Kenyan. Very good. So what about when I'm talking about like you are Kenyan? How will I say this? You are Kenyan. I want you guys to try this. So for me, I am Kenyan. So I will say 我是 Kenya. Then do you remember how to do this? 我你他. Do you remember this? Do you remember this? Do that and type for me in the chat box below how to say you are Kenyan or he is Kenyan, right? He is Kenyan. Very good. So shi is a word that is used to talk about who you are, what you are, talking about yourself. This is a very big word. Now, let us see something else when we are talking about ourselves. Very good. So, I can see wo mama jiao Polly, wo baba jiao David, and how guys, very good. Yes, and Tam and Shiken Yaren Ma, Tam and Shiken Yaren Ma, are they Kenyans? Are they Kenyans? Let me know. Let me know if they are Kenyans. Now, guys, so for instance, let's look at a few things about myself and a few things about maybe I used my family to make this, so you guys will know more about me today. Yeah? So when we say 老师, I want you guys to say this with me. 老师, wherever you are at home, say this with me. 老师, 老师, 老师. So 老师 means a teacher. So I want you guys to try and tell me this. I am a teacher. I am a teacher. So how will I say this? How will I say this? 我, exactly. And then shi, and then teacher, 老师. Very good, very good. Good job, guys. Oh yes, very good. I can see wo baba shi Megoren. My dad is an American. And wo mama shi Kenyan. My mom is a Kenyan. Okay, interesting. And I can see William Ruto shi Kenyan. Very good job, guys. Very good job. So if I want to say I am a teacher, I say what? 我是老师. I am a teacher. 我是老师. Very good. 我是老师. Now, are you a teacher yourself? If you're not a teacher, maybe you can tell me what you are. Very good. I can see somebody, Ruby said 我是老师. Very good job. Very good job. Yes, that is the correct answer. Now, what if you're not a teacher? If you're a student, for instance, our students here who are learning, who are you? You're not a 老师. What are you? You are a 学生. Very good. Can you say this with me? 学生, 学生, 学生. I hope you guys are saying this with me wherever you are at home. 学生, 学生. Very good. Then look at this girl. I want to say that she is a student. 她是学生. 她是学生. Very good. She is a student. So if I want to say I am a student, how will I say this? Are you a student? Type for me in the chat box below. If you're a student, type that for me. Let me see that you are a student. So 学生 is a student. Let's talk about it. Now, guys, I do have two brothers. I do have two brothers. Now, one of my brothers is a lawyer and the other one is an engineer. So I hope they are watching me today so that I can give them a shout out. So how then do I say the word lawyer? Then I say 律师, 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 a lawyer. 律师. So the word 法律 means the law. So 律师 is a teacher, is a lawyer. Now, so my brother, 他是律师, 他是律师. He is a lawyer. He is a lawyer. 他是律师. Very good. He is a lawyer. What about the other brother? What about the other brother? He is a 工程师. He's an engineer. He is a 工程师. 工 Chang Shi. Very good. So he is an engineer. Now look at this. In the picture, I had many people. So that let us not forget that when we are talking about a plural, then we do not just say ta, we say tamen. Tamen. They. You guys remember this from just a few minutes ago when we looked at how to make these words plural? So ta becomes tamen. So if I want to say they are engineers, they are engineers, then I will say 他们是工程师，工程师，他们是工程师. Very good. So, my brothers, I want to see you guys writing here for me. I am a lawyer, and the other one writing, I am an engineer. If not, I'll find you at home. I'll find you at home. So, I am a lawyer. I am an engineer. Write that for me. How do I say this? So, I am. Very good. Now, last but not least, let me now teach you how this last word for today, which is zai. Zai. Now, what does this word zai mean? Zai is in or on or at. This is a location word. It is used for showing where somebody or something is. Is it on top? Is it under? Is it there? Is it in Nairobi? Is it in Kenya? So for instance, if I say, 我在 Kenya, I'm in Kenya. 我在 Discovery Chinese, I'm at Discovery Chinese. Very good. Now, let's look at some of the things that I want us to look at. For my students, what do you do? Remember how to say student, guys? We said it's 学生. Very good. It's 学生. So, how about to study? You can see it still has the same word 学. So, it is 学习. Very good. Very good. 学习. 学习 to study. 学习. Now, what is this that we are studying? Hanyu. Remember, if you have looked at just one or two videos before, you guys know that the word 学习 means, the word Hanyu means Chinese. It means Chinese. So, oh, very good. I can see somebody saying 我是学生. It's Crystal Frosty. Frost Wolf. Hello. Very good. 你是学生, you're a student. Very good. 我是学生 Ruby. Very good. Very good job, guys. So then what do you 学习? Do you guys remember how to say what? 什么? Very good. So 你学习什么? What do you study? 你 you 学习 study 什么? What? 你学习什么? What do you study? So here at Discovery, 我们学习汉语. Hanyu is the Chinese language, Mandarin. So 学习, but now we are talking about this word zai. Zai, in, on, or at. So look at this, our beautiful students here. So 我们在. So this is what they are saying. 我们在 Discovery Chinese, 学习 Hanyu. So we study Chinese at Discovery. 我们在 Discovery Chinese, 学习 Hanyu. Now, for all English speakers, you know we say, I study at Discovery. But notice something about Chinese that I just want to point out. We always talk about the place first and then the activity. So we do not say, 我学习 Hanyu 在 Discovery Chinese. No, that is good way. We say, 我们在 Discovery, the place first, and then 学习 Hanyu, right? Very good. So, 我们在 Discovery Chinese 学习 Hanyu. So I can ask, it's Crystal Frosty. You said you're a 学生, 你是学生. You are a student. Then, 你在哪学习? Where do you study? Where do you study? So you can say 我在 I don't know where, then 学习. So 我在 UON 学习, 我在 Pioneer 学习, 我在 Kenyatta University 学习. It doesn't matter where you study. Then you can tell me where you study. Very good. Oh, I can see Ruby saying, I study Chinese. 我学习汉语. Very good job. Then I can say, 我不是学生, 我是老师. He's not a student, he's a teacher. Very good faith. And how? So 我们在 Discovery 学习汉语. We study Chinese at Discovery. These are some of our beautiful students. Very good. 我们在 Discovery 学习汉语. Let's look at another thing. We have 工作. Now we've already looked at a few 工作. We've looked at 老师. We've looked at 律师 for one of my brothers who has not written for me here, and the 工程师 who is an engineer who has also not written for me down here. Now, Then 他在哪儿工作? Where does he work? Then how do you say I work at whatever? So for instance, I, Augustus 老师, 我在 Discovery Chinese 工作, that's where I work. So guys, say this with me. 工作, 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 工作. So the word 工作 means work. It means work. It means a job. It means your job. It means work. So 工作 means a job. It means work. Yes. So 你在哪儿工作? Where do you work? So you say 我在 then the place you work 工作. So for me 我在 Discovery Chinese 工作. So look at this. You can say 我在内罗毕工作. Where is 内罗毕? 内罗毕 is Nairobi. So 我在内罗毕工作. I work in Nairobi. 我在内罗毕工作. Very good. Very good. Now, the last word that I want us to look at is the word 住. 住, to live. 我住在. Where do you live? 我住在. So for me, 我住在内罗毕. I live in Nairobi. So 我住在内罗毕. You can tell me as well where you live. Where do you live? 你住在哪儿? 你住在哪个地方? 我住在 Mombasa. 我住在 wherever you live. You can tell me this. So very good job, guys. So let's see an ideal self-introduction very briefly according to the short things that we have learned today. So I can say 我叫 Augustus 老师. 我是肯尼亚人. 我是老师. 我在 Discovery Chinese 工作. 我住在内罗毕. Very good. Can you type for me such a short introduction of yourself? And then I will do a part 2 of self-introduction where we can go into a deeper introduction of ourselves, maybe more factual things about ourselves in another video. But for these first videos, can you say those few things about yourself, those 5 things? 你叫什么? 你是哪国人? Which country? And what job do you do? 你做什么工作? 你是什么? And then where do you do it? 你在哪个地方 do that? And then 你住在哪? Where do you live? So 我叫 Augustus 老师. 我是肯尼亚人. 我是老师. 我是汉语老师. 我在 Discovery Chinese 工作. 我住在内罗毕. Hand how. So guys, type that for me and I will appreciate you guys. So this is Discovery Chinese Cultural Center, where we mainly teach Chinese language and culture. We do teach all the way from children from 6 years old to around 16 years old, and then adults from 16 years old going all the way to whichever age you are now. And we do have online and physical classes. So if you are working, do not worry. We do have those classes as well. We have actually just started self-paced classes, and thank you guys for the people who have been joining the self-paced classes. I hope you keep in touch with us so that we know how you're doing in the self-paced classes. And you guys feel free to come to the center and make any inquiries you want. Have you always been thinking about learning Chinese? Do you want your children to learn Chinese language and culture? You are welcome to Discovery Chinese. And we are located at Koinange Street, which is on Ratansi Educational Trust building. This is the building that is just opposite Kemu Hub, and or just next to the new Naivas, which used to be the old Nakumat Lifestyle, up or just in the conjunction of Monrovia Street and Koinange Street. That is where we are, and we are in 4th floor, room F33. Feel free to pop in and make any inquiries you want. We do teach all the levels, so in case you want to either begin or you want to as well continue with maybe if you want to continue or sharpen up your level wherever you are, feel free to come in this. Now, we do as well have these numbers on the screen. You can call us to make any inquiries. You can send us an email at info@discoverychinese.com or call us at this number on the screen. You can check out our website if you want further information about us at www.discoverychinese.com. And we also encourage you to follow us in our social media pages on Instagram and Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Twitter as well. We will try to link all these links below. We do drop quality information in all these. Feel free to as well subscribe with your friends and family. You may not know who is willing to, or who has that dream of learning Chinese or furthering their Chinese language. So what are you waiting for? Come and enroll with us. Other than that, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. I'll see you guys on the next one. 再见. I hope you are able to introduce a little bit about yourself for now. I love it. I love it. I can see 我叫 Faith, 我是肯尼亚人，我是汉语老师，我住在洛克贝特，我也在 Discovery Chinese 工作。谢谢 Very good. Very good. Very good. And how? I can see Feifei is even here with us. Feifei, do you want to introduce yourself a little? Do you want to say something about yourself? 你叫什么名字？
你好，
你好。
我会听我吗？
听见，我听见。
好的，好久不见。
好久不见。
给我3分钟，好吧？
好，没关系，没关系。Okay, guys, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything. I'll see you guys in the next one. I will give Feifei next time an opportunity to introduce herself, even as we learn more about this. So guys, for today, I want to say 再见. Goodbye, guys. Good job. Good job. I hope you have been practicing with us. Good job. Good job, guys. Good job. 再见. 再见，再见，再见，
老师，
再见。哦，你在吗？
下课了吗？
你来了。